What's next for you, Eric? I know you're in the Disclosure Project with Dr. Greer. What's next for you? And why are you in Alaska?
Basically, I am employed up in Alaska. It's a very interesting place to live. I enjoy it. As far as what I have coming up next, there are some gentlemen that I met through Dr. Stephen Greer at the Disclosure Project that had me sit and film part of a documentary that they're putting together, that my understanding is it's almost into post-production and getting completed. And they said that it's going to do a very good job of, I guess, illustrating the problems that are down at the South Pole Station in a way that might be a bit more digestible for the general population, because I'm learning that a lot of the things that I know and I understand because of my direct firsthand experiences are very unpalatable for people. So I'm a better student than a teacher. So I worked with these gentlemen so that they can hopefully teach my experiences to the masses in a way that's more consumable.
Well, what's a typical reaction you get initially, and how do you continue to communicate with someone who is just shut down to any kind of idea like this, who just says, this is crazy, this is insane, you're talking nonsense? Like, first of all, do you get that reaction a lot? Second of all, how do you continue the conversation, or can you? And what is that like?
It's very challenging. The usual response that I get is that, how can you know anything? You're a plumber. Which, boy, is that discounting to an industry. I guess every janitor has to be a moron. Can't possibly be well-read or have doctorates in anything. It's just not feasible. So it really is just pointing out that they are very small-minded to begin with, and are going to make it a very challenging conversation for me. But the long and short of it is that anybody who wishes to continue to engage with me will find out that I'm not a knucklehead. I know what I'm talking about. I've walked a very interesting path. And like you said about your mentor, I've been there and I've done that. So that's the brass tacks reality, is anybody can sit there and say, well, that's crap, that can't be going on there. Well, what the hell do you know?
Yeah, I mean, direct experience, like, that trumps everything. And
correct. Heidegger wrote a book called Being in Time. And in that book, it was originally written in German. And it's my understanding that the German language very much affords the users to make up new words. And in his book, Heidegger made up a word, I believe it's Dasein, D-A-I-S-E-I-N, I believe. And he utilized this term to mean the direct firsthand experience, the knowledge gained from direct firsthand experience. And he even suggested in this book of old that there's going to be a time in the not too distant future where the general population is going to lose respect for those with the direct firsthand experiences over, academics, so to say. Somebody that's read a book about Antarctica and 16 books about Antarctica and has a doctorate in Antarctica, but has never been to Antarctica. So who are you going to believe now? The guy with the PhD or the plumber who has actually been to Antarctica? And unfortunately, it seems that right now my uphill battle is convincing people that my direct firsthand experiences do trump the academics on this topic.
Yeah, it's interesting times, Eric, because, I think 10, 20, 30 years ago, most people put a lot of faith in these certain institutions, like our banks or, our doctors, our government, our military. And they were just looked up as these maybe better than the average person, smarter institutions. And you would do what they say. If your banker told you to put your money here, you did it. If your doctor told you to take this pill, you did it. If your bank told you, if your government said do this, you did it. And I think thanks to 2020 and COVID, I think everyone is now starting to ask questions and say, wait a second, maybe they don't know what they're talking about, or maybe they're just talking their own book and doing what they've always done. I was a banker for 15 years and, I saw all the nonsense that happens behind the scenes. I was in a doctor's office a couple weeks ago, and they were telling me what they thought, I should do. And I just fired back with a lot of questions and a lot of disagreements with them. And at the end, they paused and said, I have a PhD in this. I said, I'm a very smart person, with a lot of life experience that knows my body really well. And so if you want to try to tell me that I need to do something, you better have some really good answers. And so far, you haven't really come up with some great answers. And they were like almost shocked that I could challenge this institution. And I was almost like, bro, have you not been watching what's been going on? Now, I didn't say, what did you do during the pandemic? I didn't go there. But, I think we're all starting to realize you have to take your personal ownership for your health, your nutrition, your finances, everything. And
yes, everything.
Right. And no longer blindly trust these institutions, because institutions almost by nature continue looking for power and continue to do whatever's in the institutional interest, which is, again, back to this massive issue in Washington right now with these Beltway bandits. And that's shocking. And I don't see how that gets reversed anytime soon. And that's
I agree. I do not see the page turning on that one, but just in light of what we were just discussing, especially because you brought up that you were a banker, right? The founding fathers of the United States of America made it the obligation that only Congress could mint the coin and circulate the money. And that would have been for the profit of the people. But now we have our third central banking system, the first one without an expiration date, because the first two, they understand the evils and wanted them gone as soon as possible. But now here we are operating in this capacity for the profits of the bankers, no longer the people. And people will defend this till they're blue in the face. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. You think you're smarter than George Washington? You think you're smarter than Ben Franklin? You think that their process doesn't work and this one's better? Well, I have a plan. Let's try it the other way again, the way the founding fathers wanted it. And we'll see which one's better, because I think this one has shown that its course is to the detriment of the people long enough.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy.
Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.